Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Nordic Sound channel. I wanted to do something a little bit different this morning because, as many of you may know, Wardruna put out not only a new song, but a new music video. And this is the first time Wardruna has put out new music since this channel has really been a thing. And considering that this is not only a Nordic music channel, but also I myself am obsessed with Wardruna at a perfectly healthy level, I promise. And Wardruna is a huge part of my dissertation I'm doing as an ethnomusicologist here at CU Boulder. I wanted to sort of take this opportunity to try out something new. I want to essentially give my impressions of Wardruna's new single and music video, but not under the pretense that what I have to say is important, but rather I want to sort of like start conversation and invite other fellow Wardruna dorks to nerd out with me over all there is to love in Hertan and its music video. So please feel free to chime in the comments down below with thoughts and impressions you also had. Take ideas that I say here, run with them. Anything you want to do, everything's fair game, as long as it follows YouTube's rules. So the way I'm going to approach this is I'm going to sort of like divide and conquer here. First, I'm going to talk about the video itself, the visual element, because that is, of course, a huge part of this song being released with a video to it. Then I'm going to get into the music and then talk about the lyrics, because I think there's some really cool stuff going on in the lyrics I'd love to talk about. So the video itself is directed by Tuukka Koski, who also did the music videos for Grau and Raido, and one other song, I believe. I remember there being three. But those are the two that stand out to me, and they are also my two favorite music videos from Wardruna, so I knew I was going to love this going into it. So the actual visual elements that strike me first is the heavy use of film grain, and the color palette. Both of these, both the cool muted color palette along with the film grain, both remind me of like vintage sci-fi movies. The film grain itself is still used today if a sci-fi movie wants to purposely look like it is from the 70s, 60s. And along with the color palette, the way that muted colors work is they force you to sort of keep your eyes moving, because since there's no strong striking color, your eyes don't have anything to pick up on, or anything specific telling you, hey, look at this. It's just how our eyes work. So then coupling those aspects of the film grain and the color palette with the fact that some of the scenes are taken in a place that I think purposefully looks alien or not on Earth. It looks pretty barren. All of these, I don't know if it's just a coincidence or I'm seeing patterns where there really isn't a pattern, as is the human brain's tendency to do, but all of these initial elements right from the get-go, right at the start of the video, came together to put my mind in like a vintage sci-fi place, and that was pretty cool and breaks the mold of a Wardruna music video pretty effectively. So the other thing that struck me about it is the just sheer intensity of the music video. And this is what Tuukka Koski is really good at, I think, especially if you think about the Grau music video, is just the way that you can visually depict intensity, because intensity is a huge part of Hertan. And so speaking of which, let's get into the background before we talk about some music. Wardruna posted to their page the following background on the song itself. Hertan is the Proto-Scandinavian word for heart, and that is what we explore in this song and the film. The duality of the heart with the rhythm, flow, and pulse we can see, hear, and feel in nature and in all forms of life. All the more abstract idea of the heart, the rudder on the ship of emotions, our decisions, and our true desires. And this comes back around in the lyrics, which we will talk about in a bit here. So going into this, you know that there are going to be some musical tropes. If it's a song about the heart, specifically, not a love song, if it's a song about the heart, you pretty much can expect as a rhythm, right? But, of course, even with that expectation met, there are some elements that don't make it derivative or drab, and that is, again, using this word intensity. The actual intensity that is in the drum beat, where actually the percussionists are not only doing, they're playing with their hands on frame drums on their laps, and they're doing a lot of filler or ghost notes in between those main notes. So even though you're getting that heartbeat rhythm that you're expecting in a song about the heart, the percussionists, as they are never to do in Wardruna, they don't just sort of lay low and just do the bare minimum. They keep things pretty exciting around that trope of the heartbeat rhythm. And then with the added exciting element of the jaw harp, I feel like it's been a while since we had the jaw harp so front and center in a Wardruna tune. And especially if you guys follow my music, I love teaming up with jaw harp players. The jaw harp just adds this ancient, timeless way of just sort of painting around a rhythm that I really love with the jaw harp. So that was really exciting for me. Cutting in here, because I somehow forgot to mention this, and this is actually one of my favorite parts of the song too, is the lyrical opening, the vocal opening, the way that Einar sort of like with this whispered out of breath intensity falling along with the heartbeat and the breathing, is reciting these lyrics at an unrelenting rhythm mirroring that of a heartbeat. I think that was also a really interesting way to musically depict both the heartbeat and the intensity of like running out of breath if your heart is beating too fast. So I just wanted to make sure that I cut that in here because that is definitely a part of this song worth mentioning. Say hi, Cricket. And then another aspect of depicting the heart that I did not expect but blew me away and sort of kept me drawn in the whole time is the use of breathing, which is not new for Wardruna. They have used breathing quite a bit, but particularly the way they use it in a song about the heart. Now, I know more nitpicky biology folks are going to be like, well, technically the heart doesn't breathe, it's the lungs. Well, yes, we know that, but when you take together the heartbeat and the breathing, it is illustrating even more further how central the heart is to life and nature, the background of what Wardruna told us about the song. So together, the breathing and the heartbeat percussion is really painting something visceral about the heart and the function it serves not only in us as individuals, but throughout the whole biological world. So right there, the imagery and the intensity of that being painted in the music from the beginning is so strong, and it stays at the core of the song throughout the whole piece. And then maybe some of you guys can help me out here, but that very first chorus, I really don't know what's a verse and what's a chorus in this tune. It seems like it's move from section to section as it keeps growing. But the very first thing that you might call a chorus really reminds me of another song. And I can't remember what it is. So maybe someone in the comments down below, if you guys want to sort of chime in with what song it reminds you of, please do so because it is killing me. But other than that, there's not a lot of other bits in this piece that remind me of other music. By and large, there's a lot of new material here in Hertan. So the choruses get more intense as the song goes on, and I really found my heart racing, like especially with the headphones on, watching the video. The video and the music together are actually making me focus more on my own heartbeat, and especially how the rate of it is increasing as the song goes on. So I just want to say, summary thoughts between the video and the music is just the fact that they both work together so strongly to really sell the visceral elements of the heart, and that is just, I'm assuming that is what they set out to do, and very well done. It's very effective. So now let's talk about the lyrics here. Where did I put the sheet with the lyrics? I wrote it down somewhere. Oh, here it is. So for the first time since probably Skuga or Grau, I am really paying attention to the lyrics here. And what I love about Wardruna on their YouTube channel is that they just by default have the closed captions enabled, which is very different, I think, from other, dark folk, dark Nordic artists where they like to keep their lyrics in the background or maybe they're secondary. You can tell that with lyrics, the actual songwriting is very important to Einar and to Wardruna in, how they are presenting their music. So you turn on the music video and close captions, the lyrics, translated to whatever your YouTube's language is, if it has it, are put right in front of you. So you sort of are coaxed into following along with the lyrics as the song goes on. So after this opening like a heartbeat goes on and quickly moves into unrelenting chaos, a few lines go on throughout this song that really strike me. The heart counsels the rider of decisions. So there's this idea that, of course, like the heart's at the center of what we do because it's what keeps us alive, but there's also that metaphor of the heart. That's not the beating heart, it's the heart, right? That sort of drives a lot of the decisions that we make as people. We are a very passionate species, I would say. And so you have the heart being illustrated as being at the center of so many important functions, but even functions that are more symbolic or metaphorical than literal, such as writing decisions or the rudder on the ship of our emotions, our decisions, and our true desires. But with the lyrics, there's one part, and it's towards the end, that really stands out to me, and that is like the Tolkien-esque use of riddle. In the core of everything, a drum beats. Dance wildly without feet, breaks without shattering. This is riddles in the dark, dude. But it's for the heart, and a big smile went across my face when I was reading along with those lyrics. I don't know about you guys, but that just brought a huge smile to my face when I started to realize that he's doing like a riddle with hearts, riddle in the dark style. That really pulled me in, and it goes to show that like Einar Selvik's just an incredible songwriter, like a lyricist. As I mentioned at the beginning, lyrics will sometimes take a back seat in a lot of dark folk that has been spawned from Wardruna. You know, bands that hear Wardruna and are like, oh, I want to try that. It's very easy to maybe just copy-paste verses from the Edda and call it a day. But Einar Selvik treats the lyrics in his music the same way that any other genre treats their lyrics. It's not an afterthought. You can tell that actual care and passion went into writing these lyrics. And the thing is, when a singer is passionate about the lyrics, that doesn't stay in the bubble of the words, right? That carries through into, ideally, a very passionate performance of those lyrics. And that intensity element I keep thinking of is definitely heard in these riddle in the dark lines as the song sort of like drives forward with more intensity. And then just I hibernate with the bear, or whatever that lyric is, when the video pans to all of the members chanting this along, especially Eilif, that intense looking horn player. Just they're all standing together chanting this in the snowy forest, that my heart hibernates with the bear. I don't know, man. I just haven't really had lyrics to a Wardruna song really captivate me like this since probably Grau. And so for that reason, like, this single has already really stood out to me, and it's just really striking to me. And if this is just a taste of what's to come with whatever their new album is coming up that this single is a part of, I think we're all in for quite a treat here. So, in summary, I think the video really sold like this vintage alien sci-fi vibe. If that's what they were going for, awesome. If it wasn't, sorry for misinterpreting. That's just what I got between the color palette, the film grain, and then the setting in a lot of places. And then the imagery of Einar like waking up with his heartbeat. You know, he's on the side. Of course, you have to chuckle a bit because it's not a flattering camera angle for anyone, but like he owns it, because that's another element is, let's talk about music videos in either heavy metal or dark folk. They're usually goofy as shit. Can we just agree that they're goofy, especially heavy metal? Our music videos tend to do better when they don't take themselves seriously. But Wardruna here is in a really unique position where actually, like, it seems like Einar and Lindy Fi, when she's like leaned up against the tree, they have like this inherent acting ability or this knack for drama that actually didn't make me think this is goofy at any point during the music video. And that's almost always a thought I have more than once watching a heavy metal or a dark folk music video. So there's also like this natural affinity for being dramatic that really complements the intensity of the music and the music video very well. So I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that the actual acting and the drama element of the music video are very strong here. The music is awesome. I love that it actually captivates or very viscerally paints the way that the heart beats and also the metaphors that go along with it. As the song goes on, it gets very intense until eventually halfway through everything drops out and you're back to just that bare bones, almost as if you've caught yourself in the middle of a panic attack or something. That panic attack element is definitely there in that part of the song where everything breaks, when everything breaks and you're left with just the heartbeat and the breathing. And then, as I said, these lyrics, there's just so much to see here in the lyrics. And I don't know if you're watching and Riddle in the Dark was on your mind. Well done. I mean, those lines were awesome. And I think that this is a really unique and distinct way for Wardruna to branch out into other topics that aren't just mythic or mythological. It just, as you guys have demonstrated here in Hertan, really give you guys any subject and you can do so much with it. The world is your oyster. So, guys, let me know what you thought about Hertan, and be it the song or the music video. How stoked are you now, even more than before, for the upcoming album? I know that Kvitraven was my absolute favorite album from Wardruna. And so I'm expecting nothing but forward momentum from these incredible musicians, songwriters, and artists. So leave your thoughts, your impressions down below, and I will definitely be interacting and engaging with you guys throughout the day. So thank you for watching. Hope this format was at least minimally interesting, trying something new here. But take care. I've got an interview coming up for you guys tomorrow with someone who will be playing in Red Rocks very soon with a certain massive band. So look forward to that, and I will see you guys in the comments. Take care.